Let me pull this joint up so I know where I'm going. Yes, sir. All right, hey, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Chakodash. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and the elders of great, or Slaki. Yeah, double honors as always to the apostles, elders of great millstone, Ruwell. All right, taught us truth. Slaki is late. Peace, much love, and citations always turtle for elect. And yeah, just I'm gonna run through this real quick. Like the title says, hit the button, but it was some shit I was reading. I seen this early this morning. I got it pulled up here. So I'm gonna just read these and go through it because at the end of the day, these are the times that we're dealing with. We're dealing with unbelievers, we're dealing with scoffers. Okay, but when it's all said and done, hey, Yahweh Shemashah is going to win and reign at the end. Okay, whether you believe it or not, and we're going to get some precepts on this, but I'm gonna just read these. This is on Threads. If brothers and you few sisters are familiar with it, it's like a offshoot of Instagram, pretty much. But it says, because the initial post, just a quick backstory, but the initial post was something about Noah's Ark. All right, so it says the most terrifying detail is that people actually believe this shit is true. The most terrifying part is despite there being zero evidence of a global flood, fully grown adults still believe it happened and we let them vote. Which a nigga saying that in itself is redundant. It's retarded. Because nigga, you're voting. You're voting in a country that it quite frankly, it doesn't fucking count. It doesn't matter. So any nigga that has voting in their mindset is automatically a dumbass and needs to be destroyed. It says now this one is good. It says what's interesting about this comment section is how it parallels the story of Noah and the ark. You took the time to write this post, and people observe, mock, and ridicule you just as they did Noah as he built the ark, and then the rain came. Right. So that person's on point. Says, I'm a mathematician, not a shipwright, but I trust the opinions of experienced shipwrights who calculate that a boat built to the specifications, dimensions, and materials given in Genesis would capsize under its own weight in still water within a week. Again, no faith in Yahweh Bashim Shai. And, I'm not going to actually read all of these. I'll just let it sit on the screen for a little bit. And you can go back and read it yourself. But it just shows the unbelief in these people. And and again scoffing. But so let's go here. Let's do this. As in the days of Noah. Let's do that. Wow. Hell of a spelling. Okay. Days Noah. Damn. I fucking hate the blue letter. Oh my fucking goodness. I typed. I literally typed days in Noah. Oh my gosh. Salakia. Damn. All right. Matthew 24. Good Lord. We got to get out of here. This shit is retarded. The fact that we even have to explain this to people, to grown ass adults, as that one nigga said. It is quite childish. Matthew 24 and 37, it says, "But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days in or Salakia, for as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." So that same mindset, that people, find themselves attached to, these are the same niggas on the earth today. These are the same niggas that didn't believe, that didn't listen to the prophets, okay? That didn't listen to Noah, and they're going to be destroyed. And I think it's in this chapter, matter of fact. Yep, it is. 2 Peter 3 and 3. And you see the header says the coming day of the Lord. It says, "Knowing this first, that there shall come in the last days scoffers, walking after their own lust, and saying, Where is the promise of his coming? For since the fathers fell asleep, all things continue as they were from the beginning of the creation." Right. So again, we know that in the latter days, all right, there's going to be scoffers, there's going to be people talking shit. And just like the pictures that I showed you, you know, um, hey, they don't, what I'm saying, they don't have an understanding of, they don't have faith really when it comes down, when it boils down to it. All right. But they don't have a proper understanding of the Bible or how anything in life really works. So it gives them the option to just, talk shit. Okay, to scoff. All right. But what's that? Let's see. Let's hold that. Let's get. Yeah, let's get it. Let's go here. Proverbs. Is that 29 or 19 and 10? I think it's 19. Okay. I don't know why I did that. 19 and 29, maybe? Yep. Proverbs 19 and 29, it says, judgments are prepared for scorners and stripes for the back of fools. All right. So there's a judgment prepared for people that, want to talk shit and, put themselves in the light of, oh, I know more than the prophets. See, when it's all said and done, Yahweh Shai, okay, is going to reign supreme over all this. And real quick, while we got that, let's go here and let's get this. Let's get that Sirach 15. Well, not Sirach. Second Esdras 15, Salakia. All right, second Esdras 15. I'll start at the top. It says, "Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord, and cause them to be written in paper, for they are faithful and true." So everything that's written and contained within the Holy Scriptures, okay, is to be taken for 100%. All right, it's faithful and it's true. All right, because the Bible is the only book that contains past, present, and future events. Okay, it has history. When you go into the Apocrypha, it speaks about Alexander the Great. When you go into the book of the Maccabees, the first Maccabees, okay, it speaks about Alexander the Great. It speaks about Nebuchadnezzar. It speaks about all these great and mighty kings that, if you Google these niggas, they're there. So the history is there, is contained within that. Okay, and then it speaks about current events. All right, and it's up to you, or not up to you, but it's up to the Most High, Yahweh Shemashah, if He reveals certain things unto you. You have to have the eye to see, the eyes to see, and the ears to hear. All right, but those things are contained within the book as well. All right, and then what? future events. It speaks about the downfall of this current society. But if the spirit's not dealing with you, you're not going to be able to understand it. But regardless, these things are faithful and true. All right. So verse 3 says, fear not the imaginations against thee, let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. For all the unfaithful shall die in unfaithfulness. And I'll get that word for incredulity. Disbelieving frame of mind, unbelief. All right, let's unbelieving. Let's go to incredulous. Yeah, unbelieving. So not that easy to believe. So not easily believing, not trustful. Okay. So yeah, as it says, let not the incredulity, so their unbelief, pretty much. Don't let that trouble you. Why? Because all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. So if you don't believe in what we're talking about, that's perfectly fine. But when it's all said and done, it's still going to happen. All right, it's still going to take place. Yahweh Shema Shai's words are still going to reign, as we're saying. Should have titled it that. The words of the Lord will reign. All right. They will rule, meaning they're going to be the only, that's going to be the only thing that matters when it's all said and done. You know, look at this nigga. But Romans 3:3. Salaki, excuse my folly. Romans 3:3, it says, for what if some did not believe, shall their unbelief make the faith of the Most High without effect? Yahweh forbid. Yea, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar. So just because you don't believe, that means that these prophecies are going to stop. No, these things are still going to happen. And again, going back to that Matthew 24, where it spoke about as in the days of Noah. You know, these I don't have it pulled up anymore, but these are the same people, okay, that were having these conversations, that were, you know, scoffing, that was talking shit. They scoffed at Noah. Yeah, you don't know what you're talking about. It ain't raining. It ain't never gonna rain until the flood came. Then what happened? There's no prior evidence of a global flood, nigga, because you're going into the science. The same people that told you that the Earth is a billion millions of years old. Yeah, dinosaurs on Earth 300 million years ago. You niggas are retarded. and then if you believe that, that's fine, but it's not going to make the faith of Yahweh Shema Shai without effect. These things are still going to come to pass because you can't, whether it's scientifically, logically, whatever the fuckly, you can't prove any of that shit. But through the spirit of power, Yahweh Shema Shai, these things are proven. These things are written. But if you don't have the faith to believe, hey, then it ain't gonna matter to you. It says, let the Most High be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy sayings and mightest overcome when thou art judged. All right, so again, man, if you don't believe, it is what it is. But again, these are the times that we're dealing with very redundant, retarded ass people. All right. And like that shit said, the most terrifying detail is that people actually believe this shit is true. Well, the elect, um, you know, believe that it's true because it is true. Okay. And that's really all that matters, you know, or that's really who it matters to, you know, the elect of Yahweh Shema Shai. If you people don't want to believe in the story of the flood, then that's fine. And I seen it was another comment. It talked about Noah, the nation. Oh, matter of fact, it was the one that I just let sit. Let me see if I actually should went through it. Right here. We know the biblical flood never occurred because there were great civilizations thriving during that time. They kept good records and neglected to mention they were all wiped from the face of the earth, which is a goddamn lie. Every nation has an account of the flood. When you go into the scriptures, it speaks about it. That demon-like power that nations understood. People knew who Yahweh Shemashai was, or is. I mean, not was. He still is, but they knew it at that time. Is what I'm saying. Then they bring up the Chinese dynasty and all this other shit. That's bullshit, man. Y'all niggas just don't. You don't have an understanding. You don't have faith, and now you're trying to put that onto what's the word? Project. You're trying to project that onto other people, and it just doesn't work, man. So I just wanted to get into that real quick. And again, if you don't believe, then you just don't believe, and Yahweh Shem Shah is going to destroy you. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to the elect, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahushai, Bahashim, Chakodash. Double honors once again, as always, and to the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well and taught us truth, peace, much love, and salutations always to those for elect. To the next one, Shalom.